Hi, my name's Chris Colucci, President and CEO for the Markham Board of Trade, your local Chamber of Commerce. We're here today at our Women's Networking Lunch just after International Women's Day, bridging from celebrating now to connecting. And we're going through the day with some journeys and insights from leaders in the community. And today we also have Miriam Bisnauth from Casio Canada as our chair for the board. And she's offered up a little bit of time today. And Miriam, perhaps you'd like to tell us a little bit about yourself and your business journey.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Chris. Again, my name is Miriam Bisnauth, and I am with Casio Canada. I'm the HR manager there, and it's been a 10-year journey. Never expected it to be this long, but it is a 10-year journey. And I'm very happy to be serving as the chair of the Markham Board of Trade, working with wonderful people on the board, and working with Chris. It's been exciting.
Okay. Always a fun day for sure. I guess, what's the most important piece of advice that you've ever received from another woman, and how do you pass that wisdom forward?
I've received good advice from a lot of women. Being a woman in a very male-dominated industry, especially I worked originally in Canada in the heavy equipment, cranes and forklifts. So it's quite male-dominated, and it was very hard at first. But one of the things that I have had from women was to hold my ground, be confident. Even though you're quivering on the inside, be confident. And you are going to succeed at what you do.
I think that's some great advice. Thank you. And when you imagine the next generation of women in leadership, 10 to 15 years from now, what does success look like? And what needs to change between now and then for that to culminate and happen?
I think it's an ever going process. Women has been moving forward over the last, so many years. I don't want to say 50 years, but, we've been moving forward. And again, confidence is, I think, one of the main things that women are going to be able to use in the boardroom, in the workplaces, even dealing with other co-workers. Confidence, and the other one I found that is going to be very helpful is empathy. I think that's a little bit lacking in our workplaces now because everybody's trying to get ahead. But empathy does help us to be more human, and it helps us to be able to help others see us for what we are and be able to help us to accelerate. We don't have to show weakness, and I know empathy and confidence may sometimes seem a little bit conflicting, but it isn't. And you need both of those characteristics to be successful in the workplace.
Right. It almost sounds like a competitive edge. So what leadership quality do you believe women can bring to the boardroom or executive table, and how can organizations really benefit from that?
One of the things that women can bring to the table is intelligence. I do believe that we do have a lot of intelligence women there. Education is very important. I believe that we do need to educate our women. Formal education is extremely important, and with that formal education comes intelligence. And being intelligent enough to speak to the room and being intelligent enough to be able to hold your own in the room, I think is going to propel women forward.
Well, thank you. That's a great insight. So who is the woman, whether in your life or history, who shaped your leadership philosophy the most? And what specific lesson or lessons did she teach you?
This is going to be a little bit more emotional for me because my mom is this woman that we're going to be discussing, and she only passed about 4 months ago. But she was a widow for 43 years, so she raised 4 teenage children on her own in a very tough time economically, socially. But one of the lessons that she taught me that I've always had to continue to employ in my life is where there is no path, make a path forward. You are strong. You have the strength to go forward no matter what the circumstances is, and make a path for yourself. People are not always going to be there to direct you, but if you make a path for yourself, you would be successful.
Well, I think that's a very powerful insight. Is there anything else you'd like to share, Madam Chair?
Women getting together and supporting each other is massively important. And it's also important that the Markham Board of Trade has been encouraging these women events. And I do believe that it is a positive and a massively enormous step in supporting women in the workplaces, in the boardroom, and in society as general.
That's great. Thank you. And so that's Miriam Bisnauth, Casio Canada, the board chair for the Markham Board of Trade. We thank you for your time, for sharing the story and your leadership in the community, Miriam.
Thank you.
Thank you.